If your OpenClaw agent can't access the internet, it's stuck in the past. Today, I will show you how to enable Grok Web Search API inside OpenClaw in just a few minutes. If you go to the official documentations page for OpenClaw, you can see that there's many tools which come for granted with OpenClaw. So you can see on the right hand side basically the list of all the different tools that are available within OpenClaw. And today what we're going to look at is this web search component. And you can see here that as an example, they have the Brave Search API, which can be used to perform web requests. But we're going to use Grok because it's much easier and much faster. But you have an option which you can choose from. So you can either go with Brave or you can go with Grok. Step number 1, go to the Grok developer dashboard. So what you need to do is you need to go to console.x.ai. And then what you need to do is you need to sign in or create an account. So if you have an account on X, or as known as Twitter, you can use your basically X account to connect to this console. So once you have signed in into this developer's dashboard, what you need to do is you need to select API keys from the left hand side. And then in here, what you need to do is you need to click on Create API Key. So what you can do is you can just type a name and then you need to hit the Create API Key button. So once you hit the Create API Key button, you will be redirected to a new page where you can see your API key, and you need to copy this and save it somewhere. So you need to make sure that you never commit this API key on GitHub or any other repository, because this is similar to like exposing your password to everyone on the internet. Step number 2, you need to access your gateway dashboard for OpenClaw. So if you don't have OpenClaw installed yet, then what you can do is you can watch my previous video where I break down step by step on how to buy a VPS and how to install OpenClaw. So what you need to do is, in order to access your OpenClaw dashboard, you need to type in this command, which is ssh-n-l. Then you need to specify the port, then it's the local IP, then you put the port again, and then you need to put the IP address and the root user or whatever user you're using. And after this, you will be prompted to enter the password. So once you enter the password, after this, what you need to do is you need to basically open your gateway URL. So the gateway URL will be almost always this one. So it's localhost, then semicolon 18789, and then it should take you to this web page. And then from here you can basically change the configuration of your OpenClaw bot. And in here what we need to do is we need to scroll down a little bit, or you can actually see it. So we need to go to settings and then we need to select config. So in here you can see all of your settings for your OpenClaw assistant. And what we need to do is basically we need to select this raw button, and then once we click on it you can see all of your configuration in JSON format. So you can see the models that your AI assistant is supposed to use. Then if you scroll down a little bit, you will see that I've added this block which is responsible for performing real-time web requests, and this is something that you need to add to your configuration. So basically I'm going to add this command in the description in the video. So what this does is it basically tells our OpenClaw assistant, okay, so now you have access to some tools, and then the tool that you have access to is part of the web library and then search. Then we say that we want to enable this. The provider in this case is Grok, so this can be Brave if you use the Brave API. And then we need to provide some configuration for our Grok API. So we need to specify the API key and then the model. So the API key is the one which you created in step 1, and then you just need to replace this with your actual API key. And you need to add another element in this dictionary, and this is called fetch, and then enabled is set to false. So once you have entered this block of code, what you need to do is you need to press this button, save, so it can basically save your config. Step number 3 is you need to stop your gateway and start it again. So what you need to type is basically OpenClaw gateway stop, and then you wait for a few seconds for it to actually stop. And after this you need to type in OpenClaw gateway start. So what this is going to do is it's going to load your latest config, which we just updated, and it's going to allow us to perform web requests. So the next step is to actually test our OpenClaw assistant and make sure that it now has access to the internet. So what we can do is we can say, what are the latest AI news today? And if we send this now, let's see how it's going to respond back to us. So there you go. So it came back with a very detailed report. So you can see that we got a few points, and then they all have to do with AI, and it also has the actual references where it got this information from. So this confirms that our web search tool is now active. The web search was triggered and we got real-time result. So this turns our OpenClaw assistant from a static agent into a live internet-enabled AI. This web search tool is actually very powerful because you can talk to your assistant in plain English, and you can tell it, for example, at 8 p.m. every day, I want you to summarize all the news or all the AI news or any specific niche that you're interested in, and send me a detailed summary of what happened. And you can do that for anything that you like, as long as the information is freely available on the internet. So instead of you creating like NA10 or make.com scenarios, you can just type in plain English, and then it's going to create a cron job, like a process that runs in the background every day at specific time that you like, and then it's going to send you a Telegram message. If you found this video useful, please like it and subscribe to the channel. If you want to learn more about OpenClaw or any AI or automation, you can join my school community. The link should be down below in the description. It's completely free to join and you don't need to pay anything. Thank you very much for your time, and see you in the next video.